Welcome to Compensation Nation, Episode 8, the show where we check in and see how everybody's been compensating week to week. We are your hosts, Chris Burleyman and
Pat McAfee.
We'll be recapping each game and hearing from the coaches. So without further ado, let's jump into the first game of the week. Oh, we're getting another trade alert. Looks like Lads Golden Penix has agreed to a trade with Birds in the Temple of Doom. We're hearing Birds in the Temple of Doom is receiving running back Kamani Vidal of the Los Angeles Chargers, as well as wide receiver Zay Flowers of the Baltimore Ravens. Lads Golden Penix is receiving QB Daniel Jones of Indianapolis, also wide receiver Ricky Pearsall of the San Francisco 49ers. That seems like a pretty hefty trade for Lads Golden Penix.
Pretty killer. In game one, we had Lads Golden Penix walloping Benedict Fumblecatch 160 to 110. We reached out to the winning coach and asked, J-Dog, 160 points despite your QB only putting up 4. Now with your trade of Daniel Jones, is this your team's final form?
Is this my team's final form? That's deep, man. Real deep. Yeah. It's hard to say, man. I mean, lots of season left, and as we all know, man, like, seasons changed and stuff. Like, the leaves fall and the snow comes, and it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. What was the question again?
And then we reached out to the coach of Benedict Fumblecatch. Coach Fails, this was an important week to work your way up the standings, but with injuries up and down your roster, and he came up against a freight train of an opponent, came away with a loss. How do you regroup and get back in the win column?
You know, this year's probably over for me, guys. Had that big win last week. Thought I might be clawing my way back, but it's just not going to happen. Had a lot of fun. These videos everyone's making, feel like everyone's escalating, getting crazier. So I figure in 10 years, my team, Benedict Fumblecatch, haven't won a single championship. I'm not winning this year, but if I can't win the championship, I'm certainly going to win the crazy war.
In game number 2, we had a heavyweight showdown between Middle of the Road and A Team Has No Name, with Middle of the Road coming out on top 143 to 132. After the game, we caught up with the coach of Middle of the Road and asked, Mr. Pirate, sir, you're back in the win column and caught in a 3-way tie for the league's best record. Is it time to kiss the sailing dreams goodbye?
It is never too late to give up on your dreams. It is too early, however, right now. We might be pretty deep in, and I might be a couple wins too high, or a lot of wins too high. But you know what? That's what we're doing here. Every player, double shifts, more interceptions, more fumbles. We'll get it done. Cheers.
Afterwards, we caught up with the coach of The Team Has No Name and asked, Coach Osborne, another solo week at the top, followed by a loss. And now, the first signs of the apocalypse to Scatterboo. You frightened?
In game 3, we had Birds in the Temple of Doom finally cooling off, getting topped by War and Peace 110 to 82. We reached out to the coach of War and Peace and asked, Coach Steele, this week was a battle for control of the last playoff spot, and you were able to pull off the win. How important was this victory for your team on a week where so many of your starters were on the bye?
This week was such a much-needed win. The team pulled it off. The backups did great. On a year hounded by injury and me dropping Dak Prescott when he was at his lowest, this is astounding. And in the words of my hero, Billy Zane from Titanic, you make your own luck. So this team is going to kick butt all the way to playoffs, and we're going to win this league, baby.
And then we reached out to the losing coach. Coach Wheeler, you took some chances this week, and they didn't pay off. But your core guys also had an off week. What can you do to keep yourself in the playoff picture?
Hey, wow. I just had a crazy dream that half of my team averaged 2 points. With those players, 5 averaging 2 points? Yeah, alright. So that wasn't a dream. Ooh, what? Let me ask you guys something. I'll get to your question, Bald, in a minute. What do you do when the thing you're doing to compensate for the thing you can't do also needs compensating for it? Maybe this, maybe that, maybe lots of sex, I don't know. Need to compensate for the compensation. Sucks. But it's a new day, it's a new week. This week's coffee is brewing, if you will. Just need to win. Just need to win. Cure this hangover.
In game number 4, Osama bin Laden cleanly defeated the Falcons 140-110. After the game, we caught up with the coach of Osama bin Laden and asked, Coach Turner, you expected a win, and you got one. Helped along the way by Saquon's best game of the year. Could this be the start of something?
You're telling me I won a game? That was real? I thought it was aliens implanted that memory in my head. Huh. Well, maybe I will win some more games. Maybe I'll even beat you. When you look silly.
We also caught up with the losing coach and asked, Coach Hall, your team stinks, and your methods aren't getting it done. Is there any hope left for this season?
So the commissioners have the audacity to suggest in their question that my team stinks. Have you seen into the depths of your souls? Because I have. And there's where the stench really is. So let's go this week to the Big J board. I want to talk this week about the commissioner. No, not the commissioners. We'll talk later about Tweedledee and Tweedledum here. But I want to talk about the commissioner, Commissioner Roger Goodell. You know how long and how expensive it was to clean my men from the inside out. And then what do? You give them a bye week. A bye week. So all of my hard work can just be lost. I went back to the hardware store, by the way, Mr. Stupid Goodell, and tried to turn in my power washer because the engine broke on the back end of one of the Ravens' big defensive ends. And I was told that I was out of warranty. But let me tell you, Mr. Goodell, when I think about you, when I think of Roger Goodell, all I can think of is screw you. And when I say screw you, Roger Goodell, I mean screw you.
And then our last game of the week, when most thought it was impossible, Shrouded in Mystery continued its comeback era by beating Madison Beerme 133-81. After the game, we caught up with the winning coach. Coach Brent, the train rolls on. Honestly, things are turning around to the point to where you have an outside shot at the playoffs. What changed things to get you here?
All right, I'm going to make this quick. All right, the team's doing well. We haven't lost in 3 weeks. We're going to keep it up. My guys are motivated. No problems there. What I do have a problem is with this league. We got some weird cats out there. I'd talk to what about this pirate guy that thinks he's like Steve the Pirate from Dodgeball? Or this Joker guy even that wants to strangely take like a power wash and clean people out from the inside and chop fingers off and weird stuff like that. Doesn't matter. Your gimmicks won't work against my team. We're firing on all cylinders. We're going to keep it up. Peace.
And then we reached out to the coach of Madison Beerme. Coach Wakefield, You came into this week with a 2% shot at the playoffs. But with the loss this week, what's the feeling in the locker room?
The vibes are down. Like, really down. I almost even considered trading Ginty for Chuba Hubbard, which is a god-awful trade. Like, we're not going to go up from here. I'm just letting the players vibe, and we'll be back next year.
Well, that about wraps up Week 8 of Compensation Nation. Thank you for tuning in, and best of luck compensating this week. That's because we're funny as fuck,
That's
dude.
what I keep saying. That's what I keep saying. People just underestimate us because we're white men with beards.
And nobody gets underestimated like a white man with a beard. We are the most looked down upon. Oh, that's not true at all.
Look past. No, that's not true either.
Well, we're like the most
discriminated. No, that's not.
Yeah, no, we got it pretty good.
Yeah, we do.
Sorry.
We also suck.
Yeah. We like each other.
I wasn't expecting that.